Aloha my kako and welcome back to another book review. I am Mama Kitty and today we are going to be reviewing our first ever graphic novel, Les Normaux by Janine, Janssen, and S.L. Sabado. I do believe that this takes place in France, and so there is a lot of French that happens. I do not speak French in any way. I've never taken any French classes, so I apologize in advance as I butcher the language. So let me say again, this is the first graphic novel that we've ever reviewed, and I want to start off by saying that it was literally so beautiful. And that's really the main takeaway from this is that it was beautiful. It was a beautiful story. It was a beautiful book. The art was gorgeous. The pacing was gorgeous, and everything. And we'll get into that. This is technically an ARC, but although I didn't get it off of NetGalley this time, it was an emailed opportunity to me from HarperCollins Publishers. I am sure I wasn't the only one who received this email, but I was still very, very honored to have done so. And so, again, for those of you who are maybe new here or just need a reminder, ARC stands for Advanced Reader Copy, where I receive a free copy of a book, often unedited, and then I give an honest review. With all the niceties out of the way, let us get into the Goodreads synopsis. Okay. Boy moves to new city. Boy meets vampire. They kiss, then become friends, but both would like something more. A global webtoon phenomenon, an LGBTQ plus graphic novel about friendship, love, and magic. Sebastian recently moved to supernatural Paris, hoping to get away from his troubles at home and live a peaceful life learning magic. But what are you going to do when the really hot vampire you made out with last night to forget your troubles turns out to be your new neighbor? Sebastian, a demisexual boy with main character hair and a bunny named Pierre, meet Elia, a hot supermodel vampire neighbor and crush. Join Elia, Sebastian, and their assorted crew of wonderful friends as they navigate the ins and outs of dating in a modern and paranormal love story. Like, doesn't it already sound super cute? Like, I'm already in love with it. It was so good. Okay, so this was another one of those very fast-moving pace stories. There was really nonstop flow from beginning to end, and there was kind of quite a bit going on. But I really liked that it sort of fit how well it sort of fit the story that was being told, if that makes any sense, right? Because like when you're discovering a crush, I guess, it can feel really chaotic, right? And really just there's a lot going on and your feelings are big and you don't know who to talk to and then you talk to your friends and there's just blah, 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 blah. And it can be really overwhelming. And I think that the story, as well as the mode by which the story is being told, sort of lends to that chaos and anxiety. It was really easy to sort of self-insert into the main character, because it was so, what they were going through was so relatable. And to kind of build on top of that relatableness, right? I really liked how the authors were able to very subtly give the readers backstory without having to do a whole bunch of exposition, right? And it really allowed the kind of smoothness for character development to happen. And while I feel really bad for our leading boy Sebastian regarding his former home situation, I was really glad. It was really nice to see him have a sort of support system around him, because right sometimes when we're reading books where people have really tragic backgrounds, part of the thing they have to overcome is that they don't have a support system. So I liked that that wasn't part of his struggle, right? That he was able to move to supernatural Paris because he had a support system, and that was something I really appreciated. On the other hand, there was Elia, the vampire, who seemed to live a very glamorous life, right? He's a supermodel, he's hot as hell, but he didn't really seem to be enjoying his life that much, which I think is a character trope that I think is relatively common, right? For a character to have to get over. But I just, I liked that that was his particular struggle. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to give you a reason that's just how it ended up. I really liked the casualness, normalness, which maybe leans into the title a little bit, right? But of them being different species, right? Or races, and that there are all of these different races, species, whatever, in this supernatural version of Paris, right? And I thought that that was something very clever, from the point of view of like, this is Paris. It's just not Paris with humans in it, but just because it doesn't have humans doesn't mean it doesn't need to look like Paris. It's kind of giving Golden Compass a little bit. Which I kind of really adore. Well, at least the movie version. I don't know anything about the book version of the multiverse in Golden Compass. I just know the movie version. But that idea of there can be multiple worlds are versions of the same city, and the city doesn't look different. It's just the place is different. I don't know. All I'm trying to say is it was really clever and I appreciated it. Now, the relationship between Elliot and Sebastian was really cute. I really enjoyed watching them like flounder around each other, right? Because that's realistic, right? Is this they make out and then they want to be friends, but they've already made out and they think they're both cute and hot and they've got crushes going on and it's hard and emotions are big, but you just want to be friends, but you want to be more than friends. And it's just like, oh, the anxiety was a 10 out of 10. I also felt like this was very clearly kind of a slow burn, right? Like it is 300 something pages. The comic is 300 something pages. But it doesn't get very far as the relationship goes, which was both frustrating and amazing at the same time. Because it was one of those things where it was just, it felt really natural and that it was developing in a way that, I mean, you know, I keep using these words because this is just how I felt. It was realistic, right? I mean, yeah, and slow burns I think tend to be on the more realistic side for the most part. And I liked that they weren't just immediately jumping into bed with each other like how you see sometimes in certain stories. So it was really nice. And I liked that they didn't feel the need to throw them together when they realized that they had crushes on each other. I like that they really have to push through and work through whatever trauma they have. Because it is, right? That's just how starting a new relationship goes when you start out, right? Is you have to kind of work through your stuff before you're able to be with another person. I'm about to warn you right now, this review is very short. Again, the graphic novel was actually on the short side despite having 300 pages. And so the review in turn is also quite short. But so what I would like to say is that we're going to slap a nice 5 out of 5 on that book. Easy peasy, all pow. It was freaking cute and the art was amazing and I just go read it when it comes out. I highly recommend it. Anybody who likes LGBTQ plus romances, fantasy romance, fantasy, LGBTQ, whatever, it's good. I promise. It's one night I binged it. One night. 10 out of 10. Go do it. Go do your thing. Go. The next book we are going to be reviewing is called Brewing Up Christmas by Emily Campbell. I don't know anything about this book, so I'm sure that we'll go through that in the next video, but this is another, I guess, kind of arc that I received, but it wasn't via NetGalley. I received it via email. Again, I do think I was not the only one to receive this email, but that doesn't matter. It was still an honor anyway. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification button so that you know when that book comes out. And yeah, that's it. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Mwah. Bye!